Do you want to learn a little bit about evaluation and management coding? Specifically, what happens when you don't have MDM or time listed in your coding example and you need to figure it out yourself. So this is pretty advanced, but let's talk about it. MDM consists of 4 different areas. We've got minimal, low, moderate, or high, right? And to get MDM, we have 3 elements. The amount of problems that the patient comes in for, what's their chief complaint, the amount of data that is reviewed, like x-rays, anything that's unique, like blood work would be unique to an x-ray, those kind of things. And then the risk. Risk involved in today's planning of their services. Like if we wrote them a prescription, what kind of risk does that involve the patient? Is it just for 7 days, or is it for every 30 days, or for the rest of their life that they're going to be taking that medication? What kind of risk does that pose? So we need to consider all of these. If we have an established patient, if it's established, if it's new, it's different. But if we have an established patient, 2 of these elements of the 3 need to match. And what I'm matching is this moderate, low, minimal, and high. Those elements have to match 2 of 3 of them. Meaning our problem list, if it's minimal, but then our data that we reviewed was low, and then our risk was still low, we would be able to bill a low because 2 of them, the data and the risk, were both low. We can throw away our lowest one, which is our problem list, which was minimal. Let's say we have a patient who comes in with knee pain. She's had only on one side, only on the left. The right is okay, and full range of motion and no pain with movement on both, but the left has swelling and heat involved. The doctor does do a cardiovascular eval along with skin, digestion, does a full eval for an E&M visit on this patient, but does concentrate on the knee afterwards, revealing that the patient had effusion of this knee the last time and had some fluid drained a year ago. So the patient does have a history of this knee flaring up from time to time. Cardiovascular, skin, and lungs are clear, unremarkable. Physician decides to aspirate fluid off the medial side of the knee. They do send that fluid off for cultures. They do an x-ray, standing x-ray in office, and they know that the patient's x-ray results are good, and there is some effusion of that left knee. We are going to start her on a medication. Have the patient follow up in 10 days for results. Now, since we're not given our MDM or time spent with this patient, we need to figure out our MDM ourselves as a coder. So our number of problems, what does this patient have? We need to go to our CPT book and see what we can find here that would match in our little chart here. So we've got an acute uncomplicated illness or injury would match up for this one for our problem list. So that's low. So our problem list is low. Now our data would be very minimal because that x-ray, if we did it in the office, we're going to bill for that CPT code, whatever that is. So we can't add that into our MDM. Also that culture for the lab is going to bill for that and do that test. So that's barely anything that we're going to have here is just a minimal data to review. We didn't review any old x-rays or anything, so just minimal data. We don't have the results back for today to review on that lab work either for that knee, so very minimal data to review. The new RX that we did write today for risk assessment would be moderate, but we need to have these match. We need 2 of the 3 to match. What would you pick for our level of MDM if we needed 2 of 3 to match? Kind of think of these as a hierarchy. Our high has moderate inside of it. It also has low inside of it. It also has minimal inside of it. If that makes sense. These are hierarchies. So our problem list is minimal. No, that's our data. Sorry. Our data is minimal. Our problem list is low. And then our risk is moderate. So think about the low being inside our moderate, the minimal being inside our low. We need to have 2 matching. So we could bill a low for this one. We have to downgrade our risk because it's not, our guideline says we have to meet or exceed a level to be able to bill it. And it's okay if one of our levels is higher and exceeds it. It's okay. But we can't bill anything that we don't even meet or exceed. So I have to have 2 of them meet or exceed moderate to be able to bill moderate. So we're going to have to bill low for this one. This one would definitely be our 99213. We bill for our knee aspiration, which is like a 20610. We'd have to have our 25 modifier here because we did a separate procedure because they did do her cardiovascular and our lungs and all that other stuff. So we're good to bill the office visit and the procedure, and then we'd need to bill our x-ray for her knee because we did that in-house. But I hope this is helpful for you. This is pretty advanced, so just think about the 2 of 3 needing to match when you have all that information. And I hope this is super helpful. Don't forget to join in on my lives, which are now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I know for sure Thursdays are at 6:30 Arizona time zone. I believe my Tuesdays are going to end up being 5 p.m. Due to cheer practice. High school is super busy for me right this year, being a mom chauffeur of these 14-year-olds. But I hope to see you there. I still do 2 hours of free lessons where I show you how to prepare for your medical coding exam, and I hope this is super helpful for you guys. And be sure and like, share, and comment on what you would like to see me teach on.